Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to East versus West.
Hey y'all. It's too echoey here, but it's 7 a.m. in big fat old Chengdu, China. So just got here yesterday, and it was a long journey, but it was definitely worthwhile. Been meeting some pretty good guys that probably could help the sport in general. I got to witness new technology, and it's so much fun. It's absolutely so much fun. All the questions are already flying in. Questions related to matchmaking, as usual. I'll have Robert join us in a second. Have you spoken to Robert Burrs, who's being offered the Leonidas? Questions about Tom Holland, Artem Oryabinski. A lot of good questions. A lot of good questions. I don't know. Is my internet pretty good here? Sometimes gets a little spotty. The Wi-Fi here is terrible. Yeah, I'm using some. I don't know if the VPN is causing me to kind of mess up a little bit. Will Alijan compete in Vienna? All will be answered in due time. All will be answered in due time. Let's see. Since it's going to come up, any idea what new arm wrestling drama Jody and Devin were talking about a few minutes ago on the Fix? I wasn't watching the Fix, to be honest. I literally slept at 2 a.m. Because we were having some meetings, and I literally just had my alarm go off, and then I just woke up. So I wasn't even watching the Fix, unfortunately. So don't know what you're talking about, what drama we were talking. Let's see. Perfect. Internet seems good. Good for now. Thanks. Oh man, anybody has not been in China, they're really missing out. This place is absolutely bonkers. Something that seems really small and insignificant, they make such a big deal out of things, right? So when I order delivery, they usually come within 30 minutes, and they have this robot down in the lobby where they'll put it inside the robot. So it's like a big old Roomba. I don't even know what it is, but it's like a big old thing. And it will just go up to the elevator, tell the elevator that it needs to open its doors, put in the floor number, and then when it comes up to the room, it remotely rings the doorbell. Fascinating stuff. Crazy, crazy. Ooh, what do you think of Ryan Bowen versus Brad Grundy? That's also going to come up. Yeah. Ooh, a few of you guys are talking about it. Let's see. Wow. AI is accelerating with remarkable speed. It is so mind-blowing sometimes that one of the new AI things that was demonstrated to me is so far-fetched that sometimes I can't even fathom, right? Obviously the car transportation here it's pretty advanced. Like, I kid you not, on any given day, 50% it's EV cars. And then at night, it goes up to as high as 80% is EV cars. And the EV cars here are like, maybe they are not quite as good in the full self-driving compared to Tesla, but they do have that. But everything else, way more luxurious. They just throw in like massage chairs on the car seats, and the screens are like, you can see it this way, but it's like way big, way big. Yeah, it's like 3 times the size, 4 times the size of Tesla's screen size. It's nuts. Just don't drive across any bridge. DJ USA. It's funny. I actually studied mega cities and mega structures in China when I was in college, from undergrad, from a civil engineering, department, and we studied how big, and the engineering that goes behind some of the construction. The only thing I'm gonna say is that they go a lot faster, a lot faster, in construction speed. So let's see, we have a guess. One of our 2 guests. I was worried that my internet would be bad and I might be falling off. There we go.
Hey, hey, Dexter.
Hey, hey. One of the Robert's coming in soon, so then we can talk about specific questions about certain matches and athletes. Well, I mean matchmaking stuff. Um, let's see. There's a question here. Since you have both perspectives, why do you think the East is accepting AI more than the United States? Is it the idea of freedom that we have over here? What do you think, Ray, about AI?
I think, like, listen, we can do a lot of cool stuff, right? But underlying issue is the fakeness, right? You know it's fake. For some reason, it's less valuable when it's fake, even though someone can actually do it with CGI, the same thing, or just special effects, and you're like, this is fake. So I think, why shouldn't we use technology when it's good, and when it's like, if we can have some cool effects where they look cool, why not? But if we do the same thing that everyone else is doing, then I also don't like it.
And I think to clarify
That's,
too, I think talking about the AI, because I know we use it, sometimes, sparingly, but it is just to accelerate our work, so it's faster, right?
yeah.
Like one thing that,
Dexter has said this to us many times. We should stay away from AI as much as possible. So we try to avoid it for all the things, because it can make a lot of tasks really fast. But then you run into issues where you will miss something, and there's going to be artifacts on it, and you know, but also sometimes looks way
yeah,
real.
it's technically I'm more east than west, right? And I think from the American perspective, they dive deep into the core of AI, which is machine learning and learning people's work and then replicating it in their own version without any copyright, any protection per se, right? And I think people don't like, because I'm also part of other things where especially the artist community, they don't like it because their work is being used in some form and manner to teach the AI without necessarily getting compensated for it. I think it's more, there's also part of that going on, but I think it's more people feeling that it's a very sloppy way, a lazy way of doing things instead of the hard old way. But hmm. Let's see.
That is
One,
true.
one of the questions here is GB is asking why am I in China right now for EVW expansion?
Yeah, we just got
Oh
bought by
man,
China.
I'm sorry.
We just got bought by China. Wasn't that the big announcement?
Oh
That's the
yeah,
only
yeah,
reason you're there. Yeah. I'm trying to start
yeah.
rumors, man. Come on. Man.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have one big event in China because Russians come here with no visa, I think. But what's
But
funny?
we
That I was supposed to come here with my, you know, with some Americans, but they can't come because they need a visa and they forgot all about it.
really. Oh, they thought they didn't don't
Yeah,
have to, right?
yeah.
Yeah. It's a weird one, right? It's a weird
It's
one.
super
How is
weird.
it
It's
there?
super.
How is it there?
It's so modern. Like it's sometimes it's so modern and sometimes it's so not modern. It's
Hmm.
very polarizing. I would be going in the middle of the city and it's so like high tech, everything it's automated. And then my guide would bring us to like the local spot to eat, and it's like a total hole in the wall. And people are like sitting on chairs that are falling off and tables that are
Hmm.
unbalanced and food that are dipped with fingers while they're serving you in the bowl. You know, it's so backwards, but it's so good. It's you gotta see it. The scale of how they do things, it's times 10x everything. You know, it's literally
Hmm.
10x. Yeah.
So
But
how long
no,
you gonna be
I'm
there?
here for, sorry,
How
I'm
long
gonna
you gonna
here
be there?
for about a week and a half. A week and a
Okay.
half.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think the big one was, so today we were touring some TikTok facility and some social media gurus per se, and they were showing us latest Chinese technology. So one of the new Chinese technology that we have, that they're trying to get me to, like I'm trying to get them to help me out with, is something that we've been struggling with quite a bit. They have it all figured out super fast, right? Get this, Ray, automated like live stream that converts whatever the athlete, well, the athletes or the host speaks in another language. So you know how
Oh,
we've seen
yeah.
like Morozov video, right? That's one. He will speak. Sometimes he'll make a video in English, but really it's an auto dub kind of feature.
Hmm.
So they can make it live super fast. And so let's say I'm doing this podcast, right? I can have another stream that goes out to another channel, say Dexter 10 BK RUS, right? So it's
Hmm.
my Russian channel, and any videos
Hmm.
that I post there, my it will all be in Russian. One of the things that, and the system tomorrow, was it? Oh, sorry, today they're showing me is that it's an automated AI translator that they put in here. It's made from Huawei. It's a Chinese tech, right? They put it in their ear, and they time it as no later than half a second delay of whatever they hear gets translated from any language to Russian, for instance, or to English. Super high tech. I think if I'm gonna maybe bring one back to, oh, I'm gonna go test it today and see how it works, because if it's good, can you imagine a world without translators? At least partially, right?
Yeah.
At, at least partially at first. If we have our press conference, all of us will sit out, and then the athletes will just understand like everything what's happening, right? Without Alex Bakurazi whispering in their ear. So
Poor Alex.
that one, that would be pretty dang fun. But more importantly, I'm also thinking our main pay-per-view live stream, right? We can
Hmm.
set it to any language. Our commentators don't have to change.
Hmm.
It'll be the same guys, and it allows us to like expand who we are trying to target. I
Hmm.
think it's just super. I think it's just super cool. So from translational point, the AI would be really strong. They have more technologies on how to reach people and uh, you know stuff, but we don't have to get into that. But that's one. The other one is I'm meeting our main sponsor for 2026, right? Top Force. They're in Hangzhou, so I'm gonna have to fly there or take a train. But they sponsored us for the whole year, right? They've locked in, so pretty excited over that. I'm gonna meet them, get our contract signed. They've already prepaid and everything, but they just want something formal. They do
Hmm.
all the arm wrestling equipment stuff. They want to show me around how big arm wrestling is in China, because they kind of like part of their own world essentially, because nobody really knows about them. Not a lot of videos coming out from China because they don't use
Yeah.
really YouTube. They use their own YouTube, right?
They own
And so I
own social media. Yeah.
so maybe we might have
Also,
a
was the
AEW
company
event.
the TFCC, right? So you sent me it, and I was like, the Instagram hasn't really been growing, but I was like, they're really ready to be the main sponsor for us. I'm like, because it like I never heard of him. I think I saw some videos with some handles, and I was like, that's it. But probably they're big there, so I'll be very cool. Like you can film some stuff and show some stuff to us.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just thinking, yeah. So I'm there. I'm also meeting some of our manufacturer. The factory that helped manufacture some of our jerseys. I gotta tell them some of the tweaks that I want, like thicker collars, stronger collars, different materials, all sorts of fun stuff. So I'm going through their factory. I might make a video out of that so everybody sees how they make stuff there. I've used them for a while now, and price point, nobody beats China. Honestly, nobody beats China. So
Yeah.
I don't know what drama people are referencing, Ray, on the fits.
Yeah, I have to have a call with Devin later. He's gonna tell me some top secret information.
Top
It's
secret.
not arm wrestling related. It's more life related. So
Everything's arm wrestling related. I don't know what you're talking about.
that is true. Are you sure Robert knows he has to get on this because he's in the chat asking us some other stuff?
Yeah, he should know. I kind of told him. Kind of funny.
I can send him a message.
Yeah, send a message. Yeah, I'm actually just on my
Yeah,
phone. Though
yeah,
I
I'll
can't
do
use
it.
my
No
computer
problem.
because the Wi-Fi is kind of terrible. So I'm using some like data plan. But AI turns me off. Rather listen to an actual person. Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, but more than half the videos pumped up these days feels like AI related. It's kind of a tool that's. Ugh. Um, when's Dadikian versus Alijan? Oh man, I don't think it happened for a while.
That's a drama there, huh? That's a drama. You said,
Yeah.
did you see the posts Alajan made? I think Tadikan made, and then like I don't know who made the first one, but I know also that Dadikan had to take care of his health. If people don't remember that after his match on the stage, I cut the interview very short, and we were scared of him because he was shaking and like there was some issues. And then I texted him when went back home. He said he went to doctors and he has still some appointments. So that's why the reason he like I think Alajan didn't confirm the match too early, so that he can started resting and taking care of his health, which is understandable. Uh, it's a cool match. It's one of the matches we absolutely need to have. It's like for me that's a headliner. Like that's a headline match. That's really big.
Yeah. So it looked like February's not gonna happen with them. And then we're talking about the next event in April in Germany. And that probably also won't happen because Alijan, I think he follows the Ramadan, the Muslim Ramadan. So he's
Oh right.
unable to, yeah. So he's fasting for, I believe the rule is when the sun's up, they can't
Sun's
eat.
up till sundown. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
So they eat like super early in the morning and super late at night, right?
yeah.
After
I
the
think
sun
they can't
sets.
even drink water. Like I think it depends how you do it, but it's like it could be also dry fasting. So it's and depending on which part of a hemisphere you are, your day could be very short or could be very long,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
Yeah, yeah. We
Yeah, you
get
could.
sun from like 9 in the morning till like 4 in the evening. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in some other places, you have sun like
But most of the Muslims are in up north. They're like in the equator area.
yep, yep,
So
yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that's going to be another challenge. We'll see it, and then if we can't get visas, then it won't also be in our May or June event. So so you'll be unfortunately a while. Uh, do I speak Mandarin? Yes, I do speak a little bit Mandarin. Could be better, but not that great. Ray, I don't understand this. You probably have to
Coach
help us
Ray,
out with this.
состоится понедельник Дадикана против Муратова, там серьезная ссора, Дадикана хочет морду. So it's a Russian, and they're asking Ray, will there be a match between Dadikan and Alishan? They're like, the guy said like there's already a big fight. Dadikan said he's gonna like punch him in the face to Alishan, something like that.
What? I didn't see
So
that. I've been traveling past. It took me 35 hours to get here. Whew.
yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't seen it too. I haven't seen it. Sunday was very lazy day for me today. Off social media mostly. Yeah.
Jeez. Crazy.
Let me
A lot of
check.
questions. Update on drama with Ali and I need to follow that out. Oh, that's crazy. Dadikan and Alijan's angry at one another. Ooh. Ooh, that is crazy. That is crazy. Will Robert respond to Bone? Let's wait till Robert gets here. Dadikan should definitely have the bigger say as to when it's gonna happen, since he's way more cooperative with the organization. Okay. This could be the greatest pay-per-view ever if you can get the OG plan. Levon, Alijan, Dadikan, and as special guests too. You know what? It might not be good. It might not be bad for hype though, Ray. If you get both of them to just show up. You know,
Yeah,
if
we need
there is an
security.
if there's if there is an extended poll session between both of them, I think we'll sell a lot of extended polls.
No, we can't. Like, if there's a possibility for a match, we should never get them on table. At least in the future, like near future. When it's like somewhere there, like I could watch Devon and Levin pull for 2 more hours there.
Well, it's probably at least what? How many couple? It'll be a couple months out. It's at least 6 months out, because they won't pull until after the June event. So we're probably not talking about like mid-July event. So it'll be a while.
Yeah.
Right. Luke Polcher, just make Luke Polcher the ref. Yeah. So John Brzenk has confirmed he and his wife is coming. I think his wife was it Irene. I think. Both of them are coming, and I believe John is also commentating. So he's gonna school Ray and correct him when he says something wrong. You're my Manda friend. I'm not quite sure what that is. Seems gibberish. Arm wrestling is more important than religion. Okay. Strategic location, it seems. Okay, so I think there's another thing that we want to talk about in terms of localization. I believe Ray made a poster about the languages on our website. So if anybody hasn't checked that out yet, and if there is
Yes.
a specific language that you guys want us to push out, let us know. We'll look into it and we'll try to get it out there. Now, if it's hyper rare, like some hyper niche language, we might struggle to get that done, but for sure we will have that. Would John Berzing be willing to be a guest referee? Right. Here's the thing, though, right? Maybe you can tell me a little bit more. How good, if any, if our athletes become part of the refereeing team?
Only if they're not active. If they're not an active arm wrestler on the roster, they can be a referees. And most arm wrestlers just don't want to be a referee. It's a really tough job. It's very unforgiving job. So everyone tries to avoid it like plague. Most of us can referee. There's some good, there's some bad. Like Christo is great at both. He's world champion and he's a good referee. Luke Polsher, great puller, referee. More like Bill Collins back in his day was a really good arm wrestler. So most of them are the same. So I think if someone wants to do transition and you want to become a referee, I think the door is open, but I don't think you should be the both at the same time. Maybe as an exception sometimes, but most of the time, like better not, because then it opens the door for people just to talk shit, right? Right.
And oh wow, it was kind of spooky. But is the transition pretty easy from
Yeah,
being
well,
an athlete to become a ref?
yeah, well, I would think most athletes have refed one or a few multiple competitions, almost every single one. Like what I say to all my guys, like if you want to be a good arm wrestler, you should become a ref. At least know how to referee because then you understand the rules, and if you understand the rules, you can apply the rules, manipulate the rules better. You will see what the ref sees. You will know what the ref doesn't see. So I think it's very, very beneficial if athlete can become a referee, and most are, just most are. Like Devon has refereed matches, and I think everyone, most people just don't like it. Like most people don't like it. Like I'll do it. Like if you remember, I was refereeing with Christo the main event of the last Atlantic City, and I just like sure I'll do it. I wasn't a fan of it, but I'll no problem. But yeah.
Do you think okay, can referee versus good refereeing? Do you think they can become good referees, or is it just something that they can do? Because it feels like the skill set is very different. They need to know what to look out for, and they have to look at multiple things at the same time.
Look, well, the thing is, you have to make a sound like you have to make agreement with yourself that you want to become a good referee. Like, yeah, okay, good referee. You have to be open to coaching, and you have to be. There's people like for referees. There's a lot of people. How I see a good referee and bad referee. If you can command the table without being too aggressive. If you're really aggressive, you just do it with aggression. And I see that's for me indicates you're not really into it. When you can command the table without aggression and everyone respects what's happening, and you just that's a good one. It just comes down to like how willing you are to do things, and like Luke always said, it's very important for the guys to be coachable. Like everyone will make a mistake. Mistakes have been made. Arm wrestling is like it's subjective. It's always like this. It's never objective. It's subjective. So there's gonna be mistakes, and how you deal with those mistakes. You like if you just cannot admit that you were ever wrong, you're a bad referee. If you like you have to take criticism, and you have to like I messed that up because everyone does. So
Ooh, Ray, somebody commented on this. Your social media promotion / marketing has been really good for this upcoming event with all the polls and stuff. So kudos to you guys in the media team.
very cool.
Okay, so here's another one that is actually quite relevant. When will the hotel discount booking be released in Vienna?
Tomorrow. There
Tomorrow.
was a little we in the chat. There was a misunderstanding. If you read it, there was a misunderstanding. The one that you provided was the correct one, but we
Right.
yeah. So it's coming out tomorrow. A lot of stuff coming up next week, and also
Hey,
Arm Wrestling
whatever comes from
Awards.
me, it's always the correct one, all right? I'm just
I know that's what I'm telling them, but they don't listen. They don't listen.
So maybe you can tell us what are some of the big things coming up for the this upcoming week from the
We
media
have
perspective.
from media perspective. So I want to announce all the things we needed for the awards, at least to prepare all the things, all the assets. Um, we have some cool posters. We have some videos, match promotion, other stuff, back catalog, some things that put in perspective. Like I'm having guys making the pad for Devon to Vitali. Like he's actually on a crazy good rise. We can't include all other promotions where he pulled on left hand, but he has lost one match, so his left is pretty legit at this point. There's a lot of that stuff, but mostly like we're releasing extended pulls, so you guys have a so you know what you're missing when you don't buy the extended pulls. And one more time, I will say this: I shared today video that Dexter made, and he talked about it, but when you buy extended pulls, there's extra stuff for you, and it's also extra stuff for the athlete. So everyone has a code, so you get a discount from it, and the athlete gets a percentage of it. So also for us, we know better who's getting more support, because sometimes, you will, like, if there's 24 people on a card, you don't know who is the main and who's the less, and it gives us also some data. So right now I'm really focusing on data and seeing the things that is coming in, where the traffic is coming in and other stuff, and trying to fix those things. And but yeah, we released all the highlight videos on Facebook. The last ones went out. They're doing really well. And there's back catalog with hundreds of matches that hasn't been posted on East versus West channel. So everyone's who asking, like, is it this old match? Yes, but we don't have it fully, and we want our library to be right there. To be right there so you can find it and you don't have to go anywhere else, because it's not on our channels right now, but it should be.
Yeah, there's also some minor content that we filmed even as far back as in Arlington that still has not been posted yet due to, a whole bunch of we need more editors perhaps, but they're on the lower priority, so we're not too rushed.
Yeah, we kind
Yeah.
of have to get together and go through the stuff all we have, because I'm trying to finish Michael's video, the one that I did with him when I was there, because
Mhm.
that's going to be pretty long, pretty cool video, and ties in the whole journey to Levon, which is pretty good. Uh, and then we have some more, like we have all great rules video that we film with all the referees and everything, where it gives everything how the East versus West rules are applied, used, and what the rules are, so you don't have questions. And like the rules meetings, like most of the time, I think we want to cut them down and just be like, do you have questions? And that's the only thing, because me and Luke were like, well, we don't really need to do this because everyone knows the rules, but it should be, do you have questions? If you have questions, good, we answer those. That's it. Back in the day, rules meetings were just half of the time Devon's like, is this okay to do? Is this okay to do? So we want to stay away from it. It's fun, but we don't need it.
Yeah, we've actually kind of hijacked that rules meeting a little bit the past maybe two events, where we kind of talked about a little bit more from a media promotional aspect to the athletes, and we had pretty good discussion even at. So we started in Zurich, and we kind of talked to the athletes about certain aspects when you're on the table. Remember to look at the cameras, remember to wave, remember to cheer, fist pump, whatever. So I think that was pretty cool. We're probably going to continue doing that, and probably have to gonna refine ourselves a little bit better, because there's a lot of things that we could be doing better as an organization for sure. Um, One of the questions here is King of the Table officially over? No, 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 no. Matter of fact, we are looking to get the. I don't know if you guys remember our hoodie, right? The red and blue ones, right? Where I think it started about over a year and a half back. And then we're gonna update that with the new designs, right? So we were thinking of maybe having the EVW Sports logo here, and then we have King of the Table on the left arm and East versus West on the right arm, logos on the back. So it's not over yet. We just haven't found a solid game plan. I am in talks with somebody who wants to take over King of the Table and run the tournaments for us. So we'll see how that goes, but for sure. Gauntlet. Oh, wait. There's another thing here. When will we see a super match with me? I wish I had the time to really
Hey,
solidly
Dexter,
train.
listen. Next time we're around the table, I'll get you on table, and I'll show you some stuff that is way better stuff
Yeah,
that
you
you
need
have
to.
seen. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just surprised we have one of the
I,
supposedly
I was like,
best coach. He doesn't even
yeah,
coach me.
yeah, like now you will have the China money, so I was like, maybe we can do something.
The China money. Okay, wait. Somebody's asking me to rotate my camera. Hold on. Yeah, I'll try to do this.
Oh, it's
All right. Is it better? It's just it makes me more difficult. I'm just on my phone, so it makes it a little bit difficult for me to read the messages. But uh, oh man, yes, this is really difficult for me to post things. But super match, yeah. I think what happened is when you get really busy, though, it's super hard to train. I don't know how some people like Ray. How do you find time to train with all the work that's going and you're traveling?
It's non-negotiable. Like it's been part of my life. It's non-negotiable every day. It's non-negotiable. When I go somewhere, like when I was in USA, I intentionally, when I'm here, I'm training every single day. And it's it's not easy training. I intentionally want to bring myself down, so I know I will have more rest. When I was the last trip, it was like 2.5 weeks. I trained one time. I pulled like 10 times, but I trained just like in a gym or did some exercise one time, and that's it. Like and I'm okay because I know I'm gonna come home, and then again, like there hasn't been a single day off since I came back, and that's gonna
Huh.
be until next thing. So, but it's
You, you know,
for me, it's just part of the
one
day.
of the things that at least I was told. I don't know who told me this. I think it was Robert that told me this. He says one of the best way to get better in arm wrestling is to always think about arm wrestling.
That's
And
true.
and what was funny was I remember I was walking home from the grocery store, and
And
then
you take the
instead of
bag and
training
you
my
just start
yeah,
pronating.
yeah, it was just like just doing exercise while walking to
Pronation.
the parking lot like an idiot.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
like, what is this
yeah.
monkey? Right.
Yeah.
So it's things like that,
You
right?
will stand somewhere. You'll be like, that's normal thing.
Yeah. So when I travel with my hand carries and my backpack, I
Mhm.
remember I was walking to the airport with Robert, and he took my backpack. It was pretty, a couple of pounds. Well, not, I don't know how heavy it is with my laptop and everything. And he took my backpack and started doing pronation while walking through
Yeah, yeah.
the. But
Do some reservoir. That is.
yeah, I'll never be like a top tier athlete in arm wrestling for sure. But it's still fun. It's so much fun. It's so much fun.
If you
Going
can
to
get the
practice,
fun
getting
part of it, I think that's the best part. Like when you get problem is like when you get really good and really strong, you have to find people that is really close for you to have fun, or you have to be really tired to pull them. Like if I just like I train a lot of beginners in the club and everyone's like, and if like Giannis is not around, I can't really have fun. I can just like because I'm not really doing anything, and while you're still beginning, all the journey up is really fun. Like that's how I think, and I think honestly the best part of it is just you pull as soon as you start getting those wins, you beat one guy, you beat second guy, and then you kind of know what you're doing. Oh, that's the juice.
yeah. My, mine's just more uh like for instance, right? Yesterday I was having meetings with the TikTok guys, and then they were all so curious. Like every like 99.9% of the world thinks arm wrestling is all about side pressure only. And
Mhm.
then when I start introducing small little things like back pressure, their minds were blown. They were like, "You can do that?" I was like, "Yeah, you absolutely could
Uh,
do that." I'm not very good, but I know like a lot more than these guys. And so when I just showed them a few moves, they were like, "What?" And I think that expression totally like opened up their whole entire world. Because imagine living in a world where you can only taste saltiness, but then when you get introduced to something sweet, the mind just like,
mhm.
"What?"
Yeah. Yes. Uh,
Yeah. Okay, here's a big one, right? Okay, Ray, this is a big one. Check this out. What's the future plan for the gauntlet?
so I have my own things, and I think I shared this before with I think with almost everyone. Like I think the idea what Devon made the hammer, like everyone's very caught up on because it's WL hammer because it's like light heavyweight hammer. That's not the point. The point was create a memento that we give to the best guy on the planet. Well, right now that guy is in the league, like EVW, right? But what if it won't be in like 20 years? What if this changes? It's like we don't care anymore, or something happens, and then someone else somewhere have it. This still stays in the league, so they have to create a new thing for it. Like the idea that Devon had was great. I think that we already in I watched Pradeep's video. It says we have the belts. Why do we need gauntlets? Well, right now, like Dexter told me, he's like, we already have it, so we should use it. So if Devon gets it, and then he tries to melt it down and coat it in a hammer or something like that. That's up to him. But I don't know. I'm kind
Well,
of weirded out by.
it's more symbolic than anything else. So I do understand the whole sentiment from the community that the hammer symbolizes continuity. It
Yes,
transcends
continue. Yes,
all the
yes,
leagues. It went through PAL, WAL, and now it's technically the right hand. It's with Levant, right?
yes.
Okay. So
It
the
is.
right
It
hand,
is.
no discussion. It's all good. It's all clean.
Yeah.
But the left hand is actually missing.
hmm
It's missing.
I well, yeah,
The
like I
story, at
think.
least I was told by the Ivan Scaroni. He's the president of the Switzerland, the Swiss arm
Swiss.
wrestling. Well, the WAF president for the Swiss arm wrestling. He told me that it was shipped from Russia to Morozov, but it went missing. Like it never got delivered. That is the current official story. Now we don't know how far it is accurate or not, but if we
Mhm.
take that as face value, that's what happened, and it's gone. So do we make a new one, completely two new hammers, to make them identical? That is the question.
Listen, I would think if EVW as a league can do something unselfish as make something that even if the best guy is not here, he should have this, would probably would score a lot of points, right, with everyone. And if we would have that, just make another and just put, let's say, maybe 20 years of arm wrestling there or 30 years of arm wrestling there. Put the names that were not there but had to be there, and then I think it's such a cool thing, like you have something like this, like, and someone's like, what is that? And it's like, the best guy on the planet hold this at his home until he has to give it out to the next one. I don't know if any other sport has anything like that. That's why I really love the idea when Devin came up with it, or it actually was Jody's friend that came up with this. I was like, this is a great idea. It transcends everything, right? Right
Right.
now, like, we have a gauntlet, so we have to use it. We should use it. I don't think I don't think anyone's melting it down. I think that's just, but also you have
And
like two Hellboy hands. Why not?
yeah, and also to clarify, the current gauntlet is 24 gold plated and it's handcrafted. Now, I
Yeah.
know there are talks about how ugly it looks, but I think it's because it's one of one for each hand, right? And it's
Mm,
handcrafted, and it's not a molded one where they have
hmm
time to refine it over and over again. It's just a one. I mean, if you look at it, many art pieces, Banksy and or one of those, even like I don't know, all the abstract art, they're all one of one. Sometimes they take a while to get appreciated. I think it's more along those lines. But, from the general perspective, it's not what we are used to, a clean looking. But it's 24K gold plated,
hmm
not solid gold. Else that would be worth a fortune. But no, it's just plated. So I don't think you can really salvage a gold plated
hmm
anything. So Dexter's gonna be a king's mover. Yeah. Dexter's gonna crack Alexander wrist, take his title. No. Now, there's no disrespect from me to Alexander. I'm just telling you guys all, informing you guys what the reality of it is. There's nobody's gonna be able to take away, the fact that Alexander is a good arm wrestler, a solid arm wrestler, a very, very good arm wrestler. So, uh, everybody's asking about Brad and Bowen, but I'm waiting for Robert to show up. Where is this guy at?
I
You want to help me
I
get this
send him
guy?
in a WhatsApp. Let me see if I can get.
Maybe you have to talk to him on Microsoft Teams because he's messaging us about work. My messages are not coming through. Feels like this is Georgian, right? Let's see. My practice on the riser. YouTube has a general automatic filter that censors posts. Really annoying. Yes. Again, thank you for knowing that. Yeah, it needs to happen. Do you prefer pronation or supination? I started with pronation like everybody else, and maybe Ray can we can maybe have that. But as of late, what's his name? Aaron, you know the guy who carries the camera doing your pay-per-views and everything. Uh, he was training me more on the supination stuff, just so that I understand it a little bit better. I'm still very raw and very new, but so and when you say supination, is it more going into a hook,
Yes,
right?
that's what they
Yeah,
mean. Yeah.
and it feels like one of the new thing that I kind of study is you go into a supination, and then it almost feels like I should rise my, you know, my just rise it by sliding, almost like sliding my elbow forward as a defensive measure. Something I've been doing. So let's here. There's a why not Fia versus current WAF senior world champ?
Yes,
What do you think?
so I thought it would happen. Brigitte has been pulling on ABW and she's done really well and she's really good. But I thought that the story was better if Fia would pull. I think it was a Kazakh girl. Fia lost to
Uh-huh.
her in Off Worlds uh, twice. She lost the title. She didn't win this year on the right arm. So the match would have been way better. I think there's a good story there. But I don't know. Maybe she couldn't. Maybe like I don't know. I don't know the answers to those questions. But for me, it would be it was good storyline there. Really good storyline there.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not to say it won't happen. It might happen. I mean, the story about fear keeps coming in, and it's absolutely nuts. Like I was told a story where I think she barely just gave birth, and she was literally arm wrestling training, like a few days later, while the babies like hung on the side, off the side of the arm wrestling table of the peg,
Mhm.
and it's
Mhm.
just like wow, the amount of dedication, very
Fia is
rare,
an animal. Fia is an animal.
very very rare. M- Monster Michael thought took off the WAL, already ruined. Ooh, I don't know. I haven't seen the original one. Let's see. Oh, here we have Mr. Baxter. Boom. Here we go.
Robert.
Hello, guys. Dexter, Ray.
Robert's,
Hey.
Robert's texting us, and he's like, "Why these guys are not answering me? We're waiting for you here."
Oh, I thought we were on a little later today because Dexter's traveling. That
Oh
did I
yeah,
get that
yeah.
wrong?
We're on an hour later than usual, but I needed to get as much sleep as I can. But no, I just want to make sure that we have consistency. Else, I get deprioritized on YouTube if I
Oh,
don't have consistent schedule. So do everything
okay,
we can.
great. So where are we?
Well,
Any questions
okay.
so far?
Well, we have a lot of questions. And I'll go from the beginning. I think the biggest one people are asking, what is your response? Uh, and people are suggesting Ryan Bowen versus Brad Grundy.
Did you
Um,
see video of Orion's response to Brett Grundy?
I did not see that.
Okay, because you kind of have to watch it first, I think, and I think
Okay,
then you can. Hmm.
okay,
yeah.
yeah. It ought to be
Yeah,
entertaining.
it was. It was. Yeah.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I mean, you know, I do think we want to get Brad on as well, as soon as we can.
Nope. Oh, there you go. Somebody probably
Okay,
just
someone just
called
called.
Robert.
Yeah, called it Robert. Yeah.
There we go.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You
Oh,
were saying like you have to bring back Brad when the
okay.
time's right.
Be right back.
There we go. Oh, never mind. Next question I can answer is where is Chael Sonnen? So Chael Sonnen was slated, everything was ready to go for Atlantic City, and then his manager said that he only has time to show up to the event and commentate. And I told him I wouldn't, and because we are paying him like 5 figures to show up, and I felt it wasn't the best use of funds for him to just show up and commentate without knowing very much about arm wrestling, right? And I think this is, uh, I don't know, is commentating easy, Ray? You think somebody can just show up and commentate and get away with it? I mean,
Like when you're really good, and like I think Chael is, you can just show up and then you can have conversations with people, and like there's two types of commentating. I think if you introduce one of the guys that doesn't know anything about the sport, so he will ask, and it's more conversation type and more explanation type, or like when me and Neil, there's no real conversation between us. It's just what is happening, and then we discuss the thing that is going on there. But with Chael, probably it would be like Chael's like, what is this? Like it could be entertaining, and I think he can jump in, but probably it would be better if he would. Of course, it's better like if you pay him that kind of money just to have more. I think
yeah,
Robert's
I
back.
think you're right. So, I think he'll be a great color commentary. He'll just say everything. And this is something that I know Robert and I are trying to push for is dumbing things down a little bit for more people to understand things. So we would ideally have one very technical commentator who's going a play by play, and then the other commentator is more color and
Mm.
he'll be asking just exactly like how you mentioned, something very
It
like, oh, what just happened
comes
there?
down to the audience that is watching, right?
Right.
If it's fans that already know arm wrestling, they'll be like, why are you telling us these things, right? We just keep it on the point. But if it's everyone's new, then you kind of need it. And I think for us, it's the pay per view. Everyone knows arm wrestling, but when the
Right.
video goes out on YouTube, there's going to be 90% that don't know, right? So we kind of have to tread the line where we explain enough, but don't dumb it like crazy much,
Yeah,
So that's that we had these conversations with Neil before, like
yeah. Well, we've got to get off of pay-per-view because it's
There's
just not
a
a.
lot of
It's
questions about the gauntlet, Robert. What are your thoughts about the gauntlet?
oh, the gauntlet. I mean, um,
Oh, I think you
I
muted for some reason.
oh, am I muted? Can you hear
no,
me?
he's good,
Yeah.
good, you're good.
Okay. So,
Oh, I can hear
yeah,
him for some
I
reason.
don't see a real problem with the gauntlet. I know there's people that do have a problem with it, but yeah, I mean, maybe we add something else. You know, I think Dexter's thought of adding something for the champions from each match, just something that they kind of accumulate, and it's a little trophy of sorts. But keep the gauntlet, keep the belts, um, is where I'm leaning right now. We do want to get the fan. We want to get the comments in, but it depends on who does the polling, right? If it's somebody that is against having the gauntlet, then it's going to be polled kind of one way, right? Um, if it's somebody that's more neutral, like I would say the polling should be done on EVW channel to be a little more non-biased. But we've had polling on several different channels so far, right? Is that right, Ray?
You want me to set up a poll? I'll set up a poll.
Yeah, set up a poll. Let's do it.
Okay, let's figure out what will be the questions. So, how do we keep it? Do we keep the gauntlet, hammer, or something else? Something like this?
Yeah. So do we do we do we do we keep the gauntlet, or do we replace it with a hammer or something,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
other?
Or there's going to be suggestions, right? Why not?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll do it. No
Or
problem.
yeah, I mean, one thing that Devin suggested is to melt down the gold in the gauntlet and pour it into the hammer, into our own hammer, that shows the chronology. It starts with PAL, then it goes to WAL, and then it's right now at EVW, right? So,
Mhm.
um, I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense, but it, I do like the idea of something that passes on throughout history, type of thing.
I think it's a great idea, especially if we could show that EVW is not selfish and we understand that everything is finite, right? Everyone has its time. So maybe the league at some point, the name can change, anything can change, and maybe the best guy will be somewhere else. He takes it with him, right? So if we can, because until that happens, the best guy on the planet will 100% fall on East versus West stage. 100%.
Hmm.
As long as we can keep this going, the best guy is going to be here. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it too.
Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't really hear very much, but I reset. But I assume Robert's answer was pretty satisfying. It's all good. That
All good. All is good.
all good. I'm also reading some comments about uh, you know, Ingen damaging the league or something. I don't know, Robert. Do you have any thoughts about that?
Um, well, I want to just focus on the positive, and the positive is that Incan created, for the first time in history, created the best league in the world that has united all arm wrestlers from everywhere on the planet, and and that's something that's extremely. I mean, that's commendable. I mean, it's never been done before. We're at the pinnacle. We just have to keep it going to the next levels, which is get out of pay-per-view for sure. It's a loser model. I mean, it's there's too many people pirating. It's not sustainable. We can't grow. So we've got to get out as fast as we can onto subscription, where we can grow much bigger because we pick up all the viewers from that subscription channel, which has got tens, hundreds of millions of subscribers, whichever the case may be. So that,
Netflix.
yeah, I mean that's one of our, that's one of several options we're looking at right now and talking to. So that's the key. And once we do that, this sport is just blown up. But it started with Ingen and with EVW. I mean, that's what really made all this happen, right? So I've always got to give the credit to him for that. What he did after that, I really don't choose to talk about. I mean, that's the negative side. I really want us to focus on the positive, which is what got us here.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I mean, we are seeing things that I mean, just look at what Ray mentioned just now, right? And I caught the tail end of it. The strongest puller will always pull at EVW. That's why we should not feel inferior, or we should not feel, at least in my opinion, that we are any lesser than the previous league that came before us, because we hold the best,
None of the previous leagues could actually say that. None of the
No,
previous leagues
well, none
could
of them.
ever say that.
No previous league could even come close. But also, it's even more than that, because the previous league, there's no previous league that's traveled around the globe. No one on earth has ever done that before. EVW is the first and only to do that. So we're, there are so many things that we've got going for us, and it's very difficult, extremely challenging to change venues every single event. And people, and I don't expect fans to appreciate that or to even understand how difficult that is and how difficult it is for production and changing lighting and changing, the venue rooms. I mean, it's just there's like 1,000 things that are affected that nobody would even consider, and I wouldn't have either. But it's got to be done because just like UFC and others, traveling around the world is what picks up more fans, new fans that really become, big into the sport, because there's no comparison between watching it pay-per-view and watching it live. That's a special experience that you only get one way. And so we are picking up more fans as we travel, and we've got to continue doing that. And we're the only ones that can do it. So we just got to keep raising the bar and keep getting better. But what the platform that we started on is very good.
Yeah. A follow-up question by Lagia Arm is asking about what about the other classes? Why is super heavyweight getting the special treatment? It further reinforces the obsession with super heavyweights and casts a shadow on other weight classes.
Well, super heavyweights have always gotten the attention in every sport until you get characters like Conor McGregor. That changed it. It started to change it. But it's and that's where we want to go. We want to get lightweight people and we have some already. We've got we've got some great talent in the lighter weights coming up. And you want to talk about that, Ray? He's your maybe best friend or one of your very best friends.
Mindaugas?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
in the future.
It is the future. I think there was a big moment in arm wrestling when the super heavyweights was just the biggest matches we made. Um, I'm talking about the East versus West. There's the events where they had 6, 7 super heavyweight matchups. So we run through a lot of them. So now we kind of stuck in this cycle where we need Vitali to pull almost everyone. And because of it, we're running into some issues. And I think more people will understand arm wrestling because a lot of people can really enjoy watching, like enjoy watching Mindaugas right now. I see comments where they hate him, the comments where they love him. They know he's super technical guy. Like they just like, who can beat this guy now at 77 kilos? He looks like the best guy there. So he just created all those things by being a great arm wrestler and a character. And I think we need more of those. We just need more of those. And being a character just means you're expressive. You just have to express who you are. When you express who you are and you lean into it, you're going to become a star because there's always going to be people that like you and don't like you. And I think if you really like Devin has gotten it down to science. He wants to keep everything in the middle. We know it. He's like, oh, I'm too loved. It's time to change that, right? And he needs 50% hate, 50% love, and then the 100% interest. That's the hard part for arm wrestlers because everyone wants to be loved. No one really wants to be hated, right?
I didn't understand that when I first came into EVW. I was talking to Devin, saying, Devin, come on, let's not be so, much of a villain.
So
I mean, people are really hating it. And I was getting calls from John Brzezinski. I was getting calls from Craig Touye. I mean, everybody. I mean, all of the hardcore, old school arm wrestlers hated it. But I think Devin's right, because Devin's answer was, look, I've got the people that hate me, which is a lot. And I got people that love me, which is also a lot. But either way, they're going to watch me. They're either going to watch me to lose, they want to see me lose, or they want to see me win, but they're going to watch me. And so he's got so many subscribers and so many fans, and he's known so well around the world. Like, I mean, you may have seen this too, Ray. I know Dexter's seen it. But when he came to Salt Lake City for the first time ever last May, I went to the airport to pick him up, and he was already mobbed by a huge crowd, and nobody knew he was coming. No, they just recognize him because everybody knows who he is, right? And so they're all getting pictures with him. And we walked down the street, later that night to go to a restaurant downtown Salt Lake, and there's a big lineup of people, and we walk by them, and everybody jumps over and gets pictures with Devin again. Same thing in Tijuana back in 2022 when I took him to get stem cells. This is a friend. We were downtown Tijuana on the street corner, walking and mobbed by tons of people. We fly into Tbilisi, Georgia, and mobs of people. They didn't know when he was flying, or I mean, they just happened to be flying at the same time. Everybody knows it. It doesn't matter where he is. He's helping the sport grow so much, and we just need we're relying too much on Devin. We can't. It's not. That's not sustainable either. We have to have more characters. They don't have to be villains like Travis and Devin. They can be the heroes like Rickard Bourneman. I mean, there's and you got Bogdan Stoika. I mean, very classy guys, very. I mean, heroes, type of guys. And we've got others too coming. I mean, you look at all these new pullers that are coming into the league. I mean, and we're focused on bringing those people in as well, like really giving them a shot, and they're doing exceptionally well. Look at all of the new guys that are new to EBW that are breaking into the top. They're already in the top 10, even in the top five in several cases. In Bogdan's case, number five already. And then you look at uh, you know well, Atlantic City. You know, we had three. No, we had was it four? I think we had four new pullers in that event, and they all did very well. Um, you know, Rickard Borman's brother Duvan lost, but didn't lose easily. He took Porkchop's hand each time, but in the straps, he didn't know how to deal with him in the straps. Didn't have the side pressure to keep him out. But look at that. He just turned 17 years old, and he's a prodigy. I mean, the kid is amazing, and he's going to have a huge future with us. Um, look at Jordan Sonoff. Jordan broke into the top five as well, I believe, um, in his class. So, huge future for these guys. And Rickard Bourneman, I mean, he really could be and will be, um, very top very soon. We don't want to throw him to the wolves, too soon, but he's taken on every challenge and doesn't back down from anybody. Um, and just love those guys. And neither does Bogdan, and neither does Duvan, and neither does Jordan, neither does Paul Lynn. You could take any of these guys. Look at Devin Larratt, look at Vitaly Lelettin. I mean, all of these guys will take any match you give them. They just say, "Give me whoever you want, I'm in." Right? They don't care. But um, that used to be rare. Now it's becoming more and more prevalent. I mean, we just our league is so amazing, and with the new talent that's rising, it is the future for us.
Speaking about new talent, someone's actually in the chat. Mayan is in the chat.
Oh yeah, Mayan as well. Yeah, I forgot Mayan. He's the other one. I can't believe I forgot him. So he's going to be pulling for us soon, and you know, big future for him. And he's got great stage presence, and he's also the hero, right? So you don't have to be the villain role. You can either be loved or hated or both, but either way, we need the characters. So you're right, Ray. That's exactly what we need, and that's what we're getting.
Yeah. Mayan just put a super chat. Ray the goat. I think. Well, Ray, before you get too excited, he put it in lowercase, so he really means you're the animal, not the.
Oh, so yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's
Yeah.
the first step, Ray,
That's what I
becoming the true.
thought. Yeah.
Then you can't be the GOAT with uppercase when you got John Brzenk coming to the event.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
Yeah. Listen,
And that's
if
another guy. John is another champion that will just, I mean, his attitude is give me whoever it is and I'll take him. I mean, when we gave him Yoshi, I was like, "Oh no, that's terrible. Like that this might be his last match." And Yoshi is in my mind the clear favorite, you know, and John and I thought John would maybe say, "Well, hey, can you give me somebody else?" But still, nope. Great. Whoever you got, I'll take them. And and you know, and when I called John, I didn't even think of it until uh, yesterday, and so I called John and said, "Hey, would you like to come? We'd love to have you as a special guest and to help commentate um, for the Vienna show." And he's like, "Yep, I'll be there. Just let me know whatever you need. I'll be there." I mean, these are the types of guys that we have in our league. I mean, it's just incredible. I'm so honored to be working with the best of the best with the champion attitude all the way through.
Yeah. I mean, we have a lot of those athletes. I know that they almost don't. It's almost not a question for them whether it's a yes or no if they accept. It's almost when's my next pull with whom. Just let me know the place and I'll be there kind of mentality.
Yeah.
And it's so refreshing. It's so refreshing.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's so good. And so we just need to spend more time, I think, building. I mean, like we probably need to do it even on this show. Have on your show, Dexter, have one of our stars on with us because our job should be building up the athletes. I mean, talking about you know ourselves or whatever. I mean, that's not really what we're about. So I know this is about Q&A and about being transparent and answering all the questions. But we also ought, I think, have a star athlete on as well, so we can keep keep raising the status of our athletes. That's also the key, I think, for us is we have to. And Ray, I think Dexter, I've been talking about this for a while now, but we've got to start going into all these cities where our stars are and start bringing in professional video crews and doing background stories, like really professional background stories on them so we can start marketing them more, not just during the show, which we will, but also before the show and getting fans. I mean, anything we can do to build more fans for our star athletes, the better. I mean, it's gonna help the sport grow. It's gonna help us get to mainstream. It's going to help the league indirectly, but mainly it's going to help the athletes to become the stars that they should be. I mean, they already are stars, but they should be much bigger stars, and we need to help them. So I think we need to start that immediately, Dexter. Like, doesn't matter. Like, let's just start that program. I mean, I know we've already done it. We've already started in a way. Ray, you flew out a week early to go meet with Michael Todd and to do all
Mhm.
the video, and get that going. But we've got to do it, um, for all of our stars. I mean, just at least start with the upper card stars first so that, I mean, you can't have a match where one athlete has got a background story and the other one doesn't. So we have to have both, right? And as long as as a significant number or most of our athletes have got the background stories, we start to build huge fan base. But in the meantime, you know, moving into a big subscription model is also very important. But these all tie together because these guys with the prescription model, they're going to want to see that, and that's what's
Yes.
going to turn them on, and it's going to turn because they know it's going to turn their fans on as well when we go to their subscription service. So it all feeds in together. It all ties in together, but um, we just got to stay the course and not let these negative things that have happened to us over the last, 6 months or 7 months detract us because we were headed there, and then we took a, I mean, the drama just caused so many people to, just kind of take a break. Like, hey, but we can't take a break. But what that taught us too is that we need to raise the bar on our production way up, because as we've talked about in the past, we've got to have, in order for these big subscription services to take us, we've got to prove to them that we're already at that broadcast, that high end broadcast level, because they're never going to believe when we tell them, look, sign us up, and we promise to raise our standards up to your level when you sign us. No, it has to be right now. We have to be able to show them, and we actually have shown. We can't tell you who it is, but or we can't tell the audience who it is, but we've already shown one of the big subscription services, Atlantic City and Switzerland, and they loved it. They said, this is great. We love it, and we can do better. Like Vienna will be even better. So anyway,
Yeah,
we're
because
we're going.
they
We're
may
definitely
be
going.
attending in person, which is why we are gonna have to step out our game to really impress them. So Vienna is
Yeah.
gonna be a good one.
Yes. Yep. And then Germany will be another really big one, and that'll be the biggest. So Vienna will be the biggest venue we've ever had. Germany will be even bigger than that. So it'll be impressive for our for our subscription service people. I don't want to name names, but yeah, those guys will be very impressed.
Yeah, the I know some people are talking about the production quality and everything, and there is a balance. So somebody mentioned about the sound, and right now it's a balance of tuning of if you want a good sounding experience from the pay-per-view, then the in-person crowd will suffer because of how microphones work, which means it won't be played over the PA system, the venue, and so it's kind of a trade-off, and that's where we are trying to find balance between both. Did you know, Robert?
Mhm.
Because I'm still meeting with the broadcast team because I keep bringing the whole audio thing up. They said that their job is significantly more difficult because in most events, in-person events, you don't hear commentators on a pay-per-view. Sorry, you hear them on a pay-per-view,
On the
but not
audience.
in person,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Well, and
But
that's what we did in Colorado. So for the pay-per-view people, they loved it. They're like, this is the best ever, and it really was. But for the live audience, they hated it because you couldn't hear any of the commentators. So it was a very bland experience for our in-person audience. So you're right, Dexter. We have to have a balance. We can't just have it be good for pay-per-view and not good for the live audience. We have to have both, or a balance.
Yeah, because ideally, I feel the pay-per-viewers are for our strong, loyal community, but
Mhm.
the in-person crowd is how we truly convert them. It's almost uh,
Yes.
like my experience in 15. You go there and like, okay, I'm drawn in, I'm sucked in, and the past event in Atlantic City, your daughter and son-in-law totally got converted too, right? So
Yep. Anybody,
it's a balance.
exactly. You're right. And anybody who goes in person, that's where the conversion comes from. Like that's where they become super fans, right? But they may not even be fans before that. Like you and my son-in-law weren't even fans before. And then once you came, like you're like 100%, you know, all in, right? And that's what we want. But but to your point, Dexter, if we don't have a balance there to where our in-person is a great experience and it's just for the pay-per-view, no good. It's got to be both.
Yeah, yeah. So at least for now, you can still hear the athletes, but it's not like crisp, clear because we have to tone it down the gain just a little bit. Else, you start hearing a whole bunch of echo, but you can still hear it for sure. Ooh, Benji's in the house, and he was kind enough to remind me to put this up.
Hey, Benji just paid you $5.
He
Yes.
paid me $5 to market our website. So
Wow, Benji's quite a guy. Benji, we're going to take you to dinner when you come to Vienna.
it's great. Oh, Robert, but by the way, our in-house accountant, Pam, is lobbying. It's my time to go to an event.
No, Pam deserves it. She's done so much. She behind the scenes. In fact, I've got to do a shout out to her because she works around the clock. Like whenever we need anything done, she's right there. I can send a message at 3 o'clock in the morning, and maybe she doesn't answer because she doesn't get up till 5 o'clock in the morning sometimes. But right at 5 o'clock, it's answered, and then she's still answering things at midnight or even later, 1 o'clock. I mean, yeah, I mean, but it's Pam is phenomenal. We definitely have to reward her, but our whole team. That's something I really want to let people know because for the first time ever, EVW has a real team, and they're great. Every single one of them. We have a team that we can rely on every day of the week. They're so bought in. They're so all in. I mean, Ray, you're one of them. I mean, you were always kind of part of EVW. I mean, but in and out and part. But to be really in on the team, you got to have like it's got to be all the way, right? And that's what we have. We have all these people, and we can't even mention all the people because there's too many. Our team has grown vastly. We've got what 20 people on our team now, where before it really when a year ago it wasn't a team. I mean, we had a few people here and there, but it wasn't anything what we have now. So what we have now is momentum. Um, I mean, it's really good. I have to thank every one of our team members. They're all phenomenal, and they all go way above and beyond. I mean, if you look at like just take some people that most people know, because a lot of these people you won't know, but everybody knows Anna. Anna's working every day constantly, helping us. I mean, but we're not to the point where we can bring her on full time or to help her. It's not really worth it to her, but she's doing it because she loves what she's doing and she loves where we're going and she believes in it, just like everybody else on the team. And then we have, and literally every day she's working, right? But she has a full time job on top of this. Same thing with Snurjana. She's really only supposed to be helping with matchmaking and with the Eastern athlete relations and because we're at a big disadvantage. We don't understand the different languages that our athletes speak. So now with Snerzana, she's helping so many ways, but she's helping every single day way beyond her scope. Same thing with Yvonne Sharoni, the founder and owner of the Swiss Open, the largest, I think it was the largest tournament in history. Even before we came on, I think they had 700 and some entries before. And now with EBW this last year, now they're at over 900 entries. 25 world champions attended because they knew we were looking for new talent for EBW, and and that's now the biggest, by far the biggest tournament in the world, and we want to continue to build up all of our partners. I mean, and in Europe and in America as well. But if you look at Yvonne, what he's done for us, he's working also full time, and he has a full time job. A very very prominent job in Switzerland. You know, a very executive level job, and he's still working full time with us as well. I mean, going way above and beyond. Like I can't even mention all the things he's doing that is not even part of what he's signed up for, but he's doing it right. I mean, we that's and of the 20 people, I'm only singling out a few, but they're all just amazing. So that's what we have right now that we've never had before, that we need to really build on, and we will, because as we get to that next level, into broadcast, that will open up huge opportunities for us and for our fans and for our athletes and for our team members. It's just huge. So anyway, I'm really excited about it, and I wish that our fans could see everything that I'm seeing and everything that you, Dexter, and Ray are seeing, because you're all insiders, so you see it. But it's really quite amazing. I couldn't be happier or more proud of the people that we have, and the athletes too. I mean, all the way around, we have the best of the best of the best, from athletes all the way through staff, and everybody that's affiliated with us, I have to say, are way above and beyond anything you could ever expect. In fact, I need to do a shout out to you too, Dexter, because I tell my family this, is because they're like, hey, why are you working 7 days a week, 20 hours a day? I mean, you've never done that before. And I thought what I worked before was like in other businesses was a lot, and my family thought it was a lot. There's nothing like EVW, and I don't do anything else. I mean, I've turned all my other businesses over to my employees and management. I don't do anything. In fact, they even ask, "Hey, are you ever going to come to like a board meeting anymore?" I mean, like, because I just don't have time. With EVW, I mean, I can't even get to everything that I'm doing right now in EVW because there's too many messages, too many people to respond. I mean, I just can't get to everything. But I'm working, um, 140 hours a week, and I tell everybody that asks me, like, why are you doing all this? I said, because because it's more than just a job, it's a passion. But Dexter is doing more than me. He's working, um, like, a lot of times no sleep, and sometimes, quite often, 2 hours sleep. And if he's lucky, he gets 4 hours sleep. At least I get 4 hours sleep most of the time. So anyway, I don't know anybody that works more and harder than Dexter. So hats off there. But I mean, but we got to spread that out a little bit. That's not sustainable. But the whole team is like this. It's like, it's and now I'm just not physically able to do that anymore. Um, but I don't know if I ever was able to do it for a whole year, more than a year solid, of just no sleep. But I know it's affected me. Like, I don't know if it's affected you, Dexter. It doesn't seem to be affecting you, but it, like, really slows me down. I mean, like, with low sleep, I can't think as clearly. I mean, so I think we all need to get more sleep. I mean, because I think we'll probably do better. We'll get better results by sharpening the saw, as Stephen R. Covey says in Seven Habits of Highly Successful People.
I have many times when I ask Dexter, I'm like, "Why are you not sleeping?" He's like, "Oh, I slept like 2 hours. This is fine. Like, doesn't matter what time it is.
Yeah.
Like, you message Dexter. Dexter is always first one up, and I know your time in Utah. Like, I'm like, that's how I live in my mind. I already know." And I was
Uh-huh.
like they should be sleeping. And Dexter's like, "We should do this." I was like, "Okay," but yeah, like, for people, we're literally working around the clock. We're working around the clock. It's editors on Christmas and New Year's, and like, whenever we need something, people are up on it to do it. And whenever there's an idea, we try to make it happen. Like, there's like, I even don't look at. I'm like, oh, there's Saturdays and Sundays. They don't really exist. There's just things you have to
No.
do,
Yeah,
but then you
no.
still
Yeah.
have to do the stuff, right?
No,
All
and you're exactly
same.
right. You're
Yeah.
exactly right, Ray. And yeah, you've done the same. I mean, like, there's never a time when I send a message out to you saying, hey, can we get this out? Can we do this? And you either respond immediately, or
Or I'm sleeping.
or you happen to be the 3 or 4 hours of sleep time that I caught you in. But no, I mean, yeah, we, like I say, this is a very rare group of people that are just the best of the best. And now, in everything that they're, and not just arm wrestling, by the way, the top at the top, as people, as human beings, just amazing. And it 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 it's not just the athletes, and it's not just the team, the staff. It's every single person. It's astounding.
I mean, Robert, just the fact that our accountant, how many people can say that an accountant is spending their Sunday night watching a podcast with three grown men talking about
She
arm
she
wrestling,
watches
right?
it. She watches it more than I do because I can't get to it all the time. But she's always saying, "Hey, I watched the podcast with Dexter. You know, this has happened. This happened. This is great." Um, yeah. So she never misses. Yeah. And anyway, it's just and there's people like that all the way through. It's I just cannot hardly believe it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, let's get back to some meat. Some discussions about some arm wrestling things. Now, do you want to address the changes to Matt Mass match? Why was he slot in, Robert?
Yeah. Well, so I get a lot of flack for being too transparent, so maybe I shouldn't be. I'll probably have to be like more careful here, but yeah. So we had the match set up, with Frank Lamparelli, and he accepted. Everything was all set, and you know he wanted more money, and we're like, I mean, we can't. I mean, like and to be honest, we're already paying our athletes way more than any other sport in any other. I mean, there's just nothing, there's no comp you can give to show that anybody's even close to how, as a percentage of revenue, that we're giving most of it to our athletes. I mean, nobody would do that. It's a model that's not sustainable, right? So we're already doing more than what we can, justify. And so when people come and say, "Hey, I want more," we're like, "Sorry, we can't. We just can't do it." And so I picked up the phone, and here's another champion of champions. I picked up the phone, called Matt Mask, and said, "Hey, Matt, will you step in? This is the problem that we had." He's like, "Absolutely, I'll be there, no problem." And anytime, that's the level of people that we have in at EVW. And I mean, my hat is off to every one of these amazing champion athletes. Um, so anyway, yeah, so that was probably a little more too transparent, but that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, it's I unfortunately that is the case. We wish to pay all our athletes more. I would suggest if an athlete would like to get paid more, they can always look towards maybe our new extended pass, and we'll see where that gets them, right? Because the data does not lie. People who promote more and people who actually done the work to I'll give you one an interesting thing, right, Robert? We know Anna's match, Anna and Jocelyn's match was in the prelims, not part of the main paid pay-per-view, and uh she had more extended pass sales than some of our athletes on the main event on the pay per view.
Yeah.
So this
Well, see,
goes
see,
to show
that's
how
yep.
right.
No, I know, I know, and so that's the thing is all of these athletes, so no matter what part of the world they live in, they're doing the best they can, but some of these athletes aren't familiar with social media yet, and or they're very they're very limited in they're in what they've done and what their knowledge is and their skill sets are. So I don't hold that against any of our athletes because they're all doing the best they can with what they have. So it's our job to really help them to get more proficient at social media and to get more into marketing and market themselves, because it's only going to help them, because all we're after is making more fans for our athletes, which makes their stock value rise. I mean, so I mean it's to everybody's benefit, but they've been taught by previously, they've been taught, oh, you don't need to do that, that's kind of beneath you. It's almost like a cultural thing in certain parts of the world, that it's like you don't want to act like you're asking for help, or that you're begging, or that you're promoting. It's like a negative thing. And so
Right.
I mean, so we can't hold that against anybody. We just have to help them understand that this is the way to go. This is better for them. I mean, if they want to be a professional athlete, now the Eastern European athletes can be professional athletes for, a lot less than the Western athletes, right? Because the cost of living. But we're not paying the athletes differently. We're paying the Eastern athletes the same as we're paying the American athletes, right? I mean, so they're getting a lot, right? But they don't yet understand. A lot of them don't. I mean, some of them do. They don't understand the full benefit of marketing, and so they are getting the benefit of the athletes that are marketing for them, but we just need everybody to do it because it's to every individual's best. It's in everybody's individual best interest and the best interest of the league and the best interest of arm wrestling itself, right? So it's a win-win-win, and it's hard to change culture. um, it is. It's not a quick process. I mean, I can tell you real quickly. In Canada is where we have like where I have the Five Guys, and mostly some in Oregon and Washington, but mostly in Canada, all throughout Canada. And Canada is a socialist country. I didn't really I didn't really realize that at first. I always thought Canada, they're just like Americans, right? They seem the same, but they're really not. They're socialists, and so they don't understand things the way Americans understand things as far as work goes. And I mean, and I would advertise, hey, we're going to give you basically we're going to pay you twice as much as a bonus and salary. We can pay your salary that you're used to, plus we're going to give you a bonus that'll get you twice as much. And nobody wanted to interview for the job of manager because they thought bonus means more work, and nobody wanted more work. They want work-life balance right there. And so we had to change the culture, but it didn't happen overnight. It's like steering a big ship or the Titanic. You can't just make a quick turn. It's slowly switching directions. And now our Canadians, our Canadian stores and managers are better than our American managers and employees. They're actually, well, you met them, Dexter, when you came with me to our retreat in Cancun,
Piano.
where Devin just happened to be staying for his birthday in the same city, and he asked, "Hey, you should come out sometime, and we're having my birthday." Oh, I said I can't. I'm doing the Five Guys little retreat where we're giving all of our top managers in Canada and in the U.S. awards, and he's like, where are you staying? I'm like, I'm in Cancun. He's like, that's where I'm at. So we actually, you and me and Devin, all got together, but it was a total fluke and coincidence. But that at that meeting you got to meet all of these great managers all over Canada in every province of Canada, and you could see they are the top of the top of the top. I mean, couldn't you tell that these people are not like any other manager you've ever seen? But it's because we course corrected and slowly got there, and now they are the best of the best, right? And I believe the same thing is going to happen with EVW and our athletes.
I think the big thing is everybody loves what they're doing. When you
Yeah,
love what you're doing, it makes it so much easier to spend, you know, more time in something without feeling that they're doing it out of obligation versus something that they actually look forward to doing, right? Even this Sunday thing, this Sunday podcast, I mean, like, I slept very little. I was on 35 hours on the plane, and then I got down and I was just off the meetings the rest of the day. I literally didn't change. They didn't even let me have time to change. I was still wearing the same clothes I was wearing for the past 35 hours to go to meetings, and then they knew something was up. They brought me to Uniqlo to go clothes shopping because I was not dressed well enough. That's how bad it was. They made a
yeah,
pit stop. Uh, and then I got home at 2 a.m. and here I am because I actually genuinely feel this is a good way for people to get updates from all of us. And here's also another thing I want to comment, that there are talks about, because I think within the next, soon we'll be kind of letting people know who are on the prelims, right? And there are some that says it feels like a downgrade, or you feel lesser if they are in the prelims. And I think it's the opposite, because if I were an athlete that's joining a new league, well, I mean, I'm new to the league.
You want
Meaning
maximum
that-
exposure, right? Maximum
right, because
exposure.
you're on the free broadcast with arguably there will be a lot more people watching you than on the pay-per-view. It's just a no-brainer that you want to get your name out there. I think people in the prelims, like Mayan, for instance, he's on the chat, they get the most exposure because they were on the prelims. So I don't necessarily see it as anybody on the prelims is lesser. I don't see it that way. I think it's a good way for us to push them to a high level faster. So, we've exceeded our 90-minute mark, Robert. Ray, do you have any last comments before we call it a night? Day for me.
No, I think we're ahead of really awesome event. We have Arm Wrestling Awards very very soon. All the information going to come out soon, and then we have the big event, and we start the year with a big boom, and it's going to be awesome. I was writing down some ideas for promotional stuff right now as we were speaking, and I'm really excited for the main event as well as Petrenko versus Godzilla. I think that's an epic match. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And any other questions though that we didn't cover that you think we should cover, Dexter, before we run?
I
came
mean,
up?
there's a lot of questions, but I don't think we have time. I wanna cap it off a little bit. But yeah, the arm wrestling awards, you'll have all the information this coming Sunday. Well, I mean, in a week, we'll talk more about them in detail. But there will be a poll. Well, I mean, a voting that half the score will be contributed from the community, so that's going to be massive. But uh, and I think within tomorrow we'll be releasing the hotel group code poster.
Hotels.
So stay tuned
Yes.
for everybody who's going to Vienna. So that's going to be a really big one. It's going to be so affordable. I think everybody would appreciate how much how much of a discount everybody's getting. So stay tuned for that. So Robert, do you have any last words before we end?
Nope. Just if you can make it in person, it's going to be spectacular. So, I mean, it's going to be. I mean, nobody really knows how long John is going to be. John Brzenk is going to be able to, to be part of what we're doing. But I know he wants to. I mean, he's just torn between family and other things right now. But he jumped on this, so I hope we can get him more often. But we don't know. So yeah, take advantage of this, guys. Come down if you can. Come to Vienna, and like Dexter says, this is going to be cheap because we got a massive discount on the hotel rooms. Very nice hotel rooms too. I think they're four star.
Yeah,
It's a 4-star hotel. Anyway, very good, and also the tickets are the cheapest we've had as well. So because we've got this beautiful stadium that is, I mean, I think you posted it, Ray, so people could see how nice it is, but it's also big. So anyway, we're filling this up, and it's looking great.
Yeah,
But if you
and
can't come,
Benji reminded me that the Swiss hotel management, the hotel in the city Zurich, those guys are flying to Vienna to watch the event. That's how cool arm wrestling is. How
wow,
addictive everything can be.
yeah,
Yeah, the
well,
guy's been tagging me at everything. He's tagging me at everything, liking the posts and
that's
everything. And I'm like,
see that just goes to show again. Once you've gone to an event, you're a super fan, right? Like even if you didn't even know what arm wrestling was or knew very little about it, going to an event changes you. It's quite an experience, and we're our loyalty is to our fans. We're gonna keep that experience level super high, and the pay-per-view super high. I mean both.
Yeah. So, okay, guys,
All right, guys.
I have to go to. It's 9 a.m., so I gotta go get breakfast. Because at 10 you're leaving. So
Okay, I'll let you go.
hey guys,
Thank you, guys.
bye.
Have a
Stay
great
strong,
one.
love arm wrestling. Bye.
Okay, I will.